welcome to the Dwarven Tavern. I am your host, Lyric, and with me is...
I'm Josh.
He is my co-host this time, and we are doing a review of the Walking Dead board game. We got this from Cryptozoic Entertainment at Gen Con of 2015, and we are just getting around to reviewing it. So it is 1 to 4 players for ages 15 and up, and the playtime is 30 to 45 minutes. So this is for your teenage kids and yourself if you want to play along. But the back says, waking up in an empty hospital after weeks in a coma, Sheriff's Deputy Rick Grimes finds himself utterly alone. The world as he knows it is gone, ravaged by a zombie epidemic. The zombie apocalypse is here. The human race is on its last legs. As a survivor, you need to collect all the food, guns, transportation, and allies you can find. But watch out. If any of your fellow survivors get bitten, they'll turn into walkers and turn against you. Take on the role of Rick, Shane, Andrea, or one of the stalwart remains of humanity as the struggle to survive while learning to live with one another. Cool. So it includes 1 board game, 6 character cards, 6 survivor game pieces with bases, 2 walker game pieces, 16 ally tokens, 14 scrounge cards, 14 encounter cards, 30 walker cards, 16 location cards, 4 badges, and 1 6-sided die. So that means that there's a lot of components to this game. But here is the reveal. Baba! That's the instructions. Very concise. Kind of, oh my god, never mind. These are all the different cards and stuff. Yay. Oops, well there it goes. There goes Lori.
Good.
Then there's the board game, which is...
Screw Lori.
Look at how pretty that is. With all the dead guys.
It's very pretty.
Very pretty. And then we got scrounge cards, walker cards, encounter cards, and these look like Rick cards. They're sheriff cards. But we are going to play this game to spare you the boredom of watching us learn how to play it, and then we will come back.
You're welcome.
We will come back with our thoughts and opinions and tell you more about it. So, we just finished playing the Walking Dead board game. As you can see, it is a very complex game. It has a lot of pieces to it. However, when we did our gameplay, we realized that it wasn't that hard. It was actually really, really easy. The instructions were intimidating at first, but it was a very easy read-through. We didn't even get to the Q&A page. It was just, like, it was really smooth. Like, we had a question, so what happens when you die? And then it says, so you died. So, because I died. But it's very, very clear and very step-by-step instructions, and I really, really liked it. It was very clear, and it helped a lot for this monstrosity.
Yeah.
What did you think of the game in general?
It's fun. It reminds me a lot of Sorry.
Yeah.
So everybody starts in the center.
Yeah.
And they move out
in either direction.
Any direction they want. So the object of the game is to start your player at camp, move around, which is the center, move around the spaces until you get and collect a card from every corner, and then when you make it back to camp with those cards, all 4, you win.
So, Josh and I both only got 2 cards.
Yes.
I died during the encounter. Where was I? I was on my 3rd corner, and I died on my 2nd encounter because I had no allies. So what happens is that your character card, I was Glenn.
I was Rick.
Your character card has 2 ally tokens, comme ça, and these are basically just random faced people. Like, you don't know them, they're not in game, but they're there because they're your friends, they're your allies. And then throughout the game, you can gain more from the ally pool, which there are 4 ally tokens per player.
Mm-hmm.
And you can lose them. When you lose all of these, because you can lose them from encounter cards, you become just you. And if you lose an encounter card, then you die. So basically, if you lose 3 encounters, you become a zombie, which is what happened to me.
Yeah.
I had to get my ally to him, and I had to give up allies because I lost encounter cards and all that stuff. Then there are scratch cards, which is just stuff like shortcut, and giddy up, and sack of guns, and stuff that can not only help you with your encounters, but also help you with just random moving. Like giddy up allows you to move three spaces. So after you die, after you lose all of your ally pieces, and after you lose your last encounter, you become a zorbie. You become a zombie. So you have to trade out your character piece. This one, you have to trade it out. And then where your character died, you have a zombie piece. And I was killed, so I had to respawn there. And when you do, you have 4 of these babies. And you always have 4 if you're a zombie. And when it's your turn, you draw a card after you... Do you roll? I don't remember. Do you roll?
No. Zombies don't roll. They just attack with whatever their card says.
No, they roll. They roll.
They don't roll to attack.
No, but they roll to move.
Yeah, they roll to move. They don't roll to attack.
Yeah, they don't roll to attack. So I use Nocturnal Walkers, and that has a strength of 4. And when I'm using a walker card, I'm actually telling him that that's the number that he has to beat. So it was a 4. He had to roll a 4, so he rolled a 6. And then I made him draw another encounter card with this card. And by the end of my turn, well, I would have died, so I wouldn't have had these cards. But
yeah.
If I had won, I would have discarded that and then got a different walker card, thus always maintaining a card hand of 4. Words were a little jumbled up there. But I really liked the gameplay. It was really smooth.
Yeah.
And once we got going, it was back and forth.
After we read the rules.
Yeah, after we got a concise understanding of everything that was going on, we managed to get through an entire game that only took about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Half an hour at most. But it's only because there's 2 of us. If there were 4 of us, like there can be, then 4... I said 1 to 4, yeah. So if there's 1 to 4 players, there was 4.
I think you could play with more than that.
No, it's 4.
Okay.
But I think they only included 6 characters for the variety.
Right.
Plus, they only have 2 of each of these. There's Team Zombie, and then there's Team Survivor, which is what he was, and I was Team Zorbie because I lost. And that's another cool thing about this game, is that there can be no winners, which there wasn't. Not for us.
There wasn't.
That's mostly my fault because I attacked you and you had to use a card and you didn't have that card for your next encounter.
No, you didn't.
The gameplay was really smooth. It was really easy to learn. Like usually with me, when I look at instructions, I just see a bunch of scribbles. Like I can't actually process the instructions. But when I looked at that, it was really smooth. I understood everything. And like whenever we had a question, we could go to the rule book, and it was just like a matter of reading a sentence and being figured out. So I think, and not only like the graphics are very nice and very clear, like this is a walker card and this is a character card and that's an encounter card. Like it's very, very clear in all of them. So what do you have? What is your overall opinion, and what did you like most about this game, and what are the things that you didn't like about this game?
I think what I liked most was the flow of the game. Everything, it moved quickly. It was, land on the space, draw an encounter card, play it and then move on. Everything was nice. It was nice and simple. It was actually relatively. I can see how this would be kind of hard and to win.
Yeah, because there's so much to it. there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, and they really like. They don't. You only get how many?
There's
4
there's
in the
20
game?
there's 20 total because there's 2 of us.
Yeah,
so you get 10.
And we get 4 dealt to us.
5.
Something
Like that. Something small number. Oh, it was 5.
You have to use them very sparingly because the scrounge card when they run out, they're out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go into the graveyard or anything like that. They're done unless
Right.
the card tells you to. I like the characters: Glenn, Rick, Shane, Dale, Andrea, I guess, Lori. I don't know who the hell. I don't know who wants to play as Lori. Lori sucks.
The unlucky one, the one who knows nothing about The Walking Dead.
How can you have Lori and you can't have Daryl? There's no Daryl.
There's no Daryl.
Daryl's better than Lori. Who wants to play as Lori? Nobody cares about Lori.
Well, I think they didn't include Daryl is because I guess they were trying to keep.
When did this come out?
I don't know, but Daryl was in the first season.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a main character until I think like season 3.
Yeah, but what I was thinking is that they were trying to keep it as character consistent to the comic book, and Daryl's not in the comic.
Maybe.
But that doesn't make sense because they're using scenery from the TV. So.
And every character has a special ability. Rick's is he can once per game he can re-roll his attack and add 2 to it. For example, Lori can move a survivor 1 space because that's all she's good for. Andrea can re-roll her move die again.
Oh, that's cool. Glenn can pick the top scrounge card off the deck, off the discard pile, once per game.
I like Shane's. Once per game, each player in your region gives you a random scrounge card from his hand. So if you were all in the same area, you would just get upwards of 4 cards.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And Dale can shuffle any number of scrounge cards from your hand into the scrounge deck, and then draw that many scrounge out. So he can just he can be like he wants 3. He's gonna get rid of 3, and he can get 3 randoms back.
Hopefully that wouldn't work if there was no scrounge deck and you could just put it 3 and then pull 3 back out. So, what would you give this game of an overall rating out of 5 axes? What would you rate this game?
Well, I do like it. I do think it needs to have more variety when it comes to the scrounge cards. There's only, I think, 8 different attack cards you can use, from like melee weapons to guns, stuff like that. But all in all, it's a good game. The encounters are actually pretty hard.
Yeah, they are.
Especially if you don't shuffle the deck correctly, and
you end up fighting like 5 walkers. Yeah.
It's easy to learn. You could break it out and play it with anybody.
Well, it's 15 and up because there are some cards that are a little gruesome. But I think that's mostly...
You can play it with anybody.
I think it's mostly because, they want to make sure that there's no kids that are exposed to these graphic scenes. But I think that if your kid is understanding and they can play along and they're respectable, I think that can be said about any game, then they can play along with you.
Well,
because, kids they're exposed and desensitized to a lot nowadays.
It's also a quick game. Because of all of that, I would give it, I'd probably give it 4 axes.
4?
4. I liked it.
That seems fair.
It was really good. A little bit more variety, and the scrounge cards would be nice.
No Daryl's that's
a big one.
hit for it, so.
No Daryl.
I have to agree. I think that the lack of Daryl and the addition of Lori, it makes the game a little unappealing. But I think that they included 6 character cards for a reason, so that there's always going to be characters that no one's going to want to play. There's always going to be characters that they fight over. I think that the objective is super hard. You're definitely going to die before the end of the game. I think it would be really cool to keep up a score chart and see just how many times it takes you to figure out like how to survive the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be easier if there was a lot of other players. If there were 2 more players with us, one of us would still...
Well, we'd have more scrounge cards, but...
Yeah, and there would be someone in camp. There would be a survivor. Well, who knows? Actually, I mean, it
No,
probably
everybody would be outside of camp.
yeah. But what I'm saying is that someone would have won the game,
Possible.
but we both lost because we're losers, and that's what happens with losers. They lose things. So I give the game. I think 4 is fair. I was thinking 4.5 because I really enjoyed it, and I have a hard time. I have a really sloped learning curve when it comes to board games because there's so many aspects to it.
Yep.
But I think that this one made it super easy for me to learn, and that makes me think that younger people would be able to learn it just as easily as I did. And I've played games made for younger kids, 8 and up, that I could not wrap my mind around. So I think that this one is a super easy game to learn. And I think that this can be pulled out on pretty much any occasion, especially for Halloween. Because, I mean, the Walking Dead aspect to it is really, really fun. And Team Zombie, we rock. We always win. But 4, I think, is fair. So we give it 4 axes. That is the official Dwarven Tavern ruling on this game.
Yep.
It is the Walking Dead board game. You can find it at where's their website?
It's probably on here.
You can find it at
Cryptozoic.com. Cryptozoic.com.
yeah, because this is a really awesome game. It really it doesn't stick to the TV show, but it has their characters, and their characters...
It's the whole first season of the TV show from what I can tell.
Well, it's, their character specials their special abilities are very accurate to their character. So, if you like the Walking Dead TV show, then you're going to like the Walking Dead board game. And I think that is our official standing on
That's
it.
fair.
So, that was the Walking Dead board game. And we have been the Dwarven Tavern. I am Lyric, and this is Josh, and we wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. And at first I feared it, then I charged. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Let the games begin, let the dragons in. Play the game.
Hey everyone, we would like to add a very special opportunity. Hey, and we're very excited about it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be raffling off some Dwarven Tavern merchandise. Well, not all of it's Dwarven Tavern, but some of it is just cool, and we wanted to do that. We have in our possession some new Dwarven Tavern mugs.
Nice and fancy.
Nice and fancy.
And it's on both sides, so you can
So
show it off no
nice
matter
and
how you
fancy.
drink.
If it was not nice and fancy, it would just be on one side.
Right. Yeah,
But
we're not cheap
these
like
are
that.
these are nice and fancy, so that means both sides.
You can show your support with your morning coffee as you watch our videos.
That's right. You can have your hot cocoa or your Dwarven ale or whatever liquid or semi-solid you decide to put in it. And we also have these
Very fancy.
Very fancy. They will be painted. This is just like a prototype, but
And we can put Dwarven runes on there.
we'll put Dwarven runes on it,
or
or
Elven.
embossed Dwarven Tavern on it if you like. You'd let us know. So there's that, and then
This one.
we
Nice and
have
folded for you.
a grand prize.
Ooh.
of-
Oh, it's backwards.
our lovely model. Our lovely model Lyric.
And it's got it on the front and back, and on the left sleeve
DT.
is DT.
So you can be a Taverneer.
yeah.
And
And
we
of course,
also,
we'll tell you, we'll ask for your size, so you're not going to get this huge shirt that you can't wear.
and we're also giving away a number of these Choose One board games that we love so much. If you look through our reviews, you'll see that I did a review of this.
It was super fun.
It's a super fun game, and
We
it's from
play it.
our very good friends at Looney Labs.
We play it whenever we can because
Yeah.
it's super fun.
And it's a cool game. Watch a review because I don't get me started. So, Lyric has the details.
So, if you want to join in on this raffle grab bag, please visit us at www.dwarventavern.net. Donate to the Dwarven Tavern. $5, $10,
$5.
$5.
It's $5 a ticket. If you want more than one ticket,
You can
put more than $5 in it.
And you can contact us because, I mean, while we do appreciate anonymous donations, if you want to participate in the raffle, please
we
leave your
have
name.
to know how to get the stuff to you.
Right, so please use our contact us page or comment on the YouTube channel that you have participated in the raffle, and we will put your name in a random selector, and when the designated time,
once a
due
month.
date,
Once a month.
we will announce the winner, and we'll be doing this for a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
there are
we'll
a
be
few
doing it for a while.
prizes,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, these are limited in numbers. These are not.
these are, for the time being, depending on how well they do with you guys, we'll
Yeah.
make more.
Yeah, we'll make more as we get more.
Right,
And,
so
and then this can go on and on. So yeah.
well, it's worth it. It's totally
it
worth
truly is. It's an awesome game. So
Please go to the Dwarven Tavern on our website, www.dwarventavern.net. There's that website again, and donate to us. And please remember to give us your name because we can't put you in the raffle if you don't
we have to
it.
have a return address to send you your number, your randomized number. So when we draw from our hat, your number will be in it.
Right. So please either use our contact page on the Dwarven Tavern or message us privately on YouTube, and we will get back to you when the time comes for the raffle to be chosen. So please do as we say, and we will provide you with dwarvish goods.
Dwarvish goodies.
And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.